in this postseason. 9-0 because they would miss the extra point. But exactly, no concern there whatsoever. Mahomes get redemption quickly for Hardman, who takes it in for the short touchdown. It's 9-7. And then more from Hardman. Look at the window dressing here on what turns into, Nick, a 50-yard play.
Oh, my gosh. Like, this is stressful. We can talk about all the talent that they have and the play calling, decision-making, but you can't do nothing with speed like that. There is no answer for speed like that, as we saw yesterday.
They've got speed. They've also got power. Watch Darrell Williams to cap off this drive, taking it in. Ooh, all kinds of power as he drags defenders into the end zone. Kansas City was in front, and they would never look back. Later in the second, it's Patrick Mahomes. Toe looks okay here, and so does Tyreek Hill, Nate.
Oh, my gosh. This play gives me anxiety. Anytime I see Tyreek Hill on the field, I get nervous as a defensive back because he is fast and agile. Great ball skills, too.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire would take it in for the touchdown. 21-12 Kansas City at the half. Now they're up 9.
He got the ball again, Greeny. Here? Oh, my gosh, he got the ball again, please. Somebody tackle him, double him, triple him, quadruple him. That man is a problem. And Patrick Mahomes evading the pass rusher. It's magical.
That's a 71-yard play, and then look at this underhand flip. If the Golden State Warriors and the Harlem Globetrotters had a baby and it was a football team, it would be the Kansas City Chiefs of right now. That is an underhand toss to Travis Kelce for a touchdown, and then to cap it off, here we go. Mahomes again, Kelce again. Could you be more open? Patrick Mahomes, 29 of 38, 325 yards, 3 touchdowns. And for the second consecutive year, the Kansas City Chiefs are on their way to the Super Bowl as they knock off the Bills 38-24. So, Caesars at William Hill is expecting points, as the total right now for the Super Bowl is currently at 56.5. If that holds, it would be the second highest total ever in the Pro Football Championship. And despite the game being played in Tampa, Kansas City is currently a 3-point favorite. And so, Dan Orlovsky, I asked you to describe Tom Brady. How do we sum up Patrick Mahomes and what he is in the National Football League right this minute?
Best player. Can we stop saying that other quarterbacks are as good as Patrick Mahomes? Because there can be other great quarterbacks in the NFL. They're not as good as Patrick Mahomes. This man just went like a month and played 30 snaps. He was in concussion protocol this week. He took 0 full-speed reps. He's got turf toe and went 29 of 38 for 325, 3 touchdowns. Against a good defense. Buffalo's got a good defense. Like, the standard level is so ridiculously high that we're in danger of just glossing over that. Like, we're just going to gloss over the fact of what he just did yesterday. We can't. We've got to stop down and appreciate how great Patrick Mahomes is.
And Ryan Clark, you made the point in our meeting this morning that Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are going to ruin high school football coaches. Tell us why.
Absolutely. You know, the high school football coaches, you got to run the 110s hard. You got to do the
You can't flip the switch.
You can't just flip the switch. Lies you tell. Because I'll be like, hey, did you watch Patrick Mahomes and them? For 8 weeks, they barely played until they were down, and they still won. And then they get in the playoffs, and they get down, and then they come back. When you look at Patrick Mahomes, he's the surest thing in football to me. I was asked on Friday on this show who would win the game. And what I said was, is Patrick Mahomes playing? Y'all said yes. I said then Kansas City. And that's what it is. If this dude is on the field, he's the best player on the field. He's going to play the best. There's never been a 3-year run in the playoffs like we've seen from Patrick Mahomes. And that's just going to continue. When he has to make a play, he always does. And it doesn't hurt when you have dudes like Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce who can't be stopped.
And there's no question we're taking him for granted, because all we talk about is how spectacular it isn't sometimes. And the reality, Dominique, is in games in which he starts this year, including playoffs, there's 16-1. 16-1 in games that Mahomes plays.
Well, if Mahomes wants us to stop taking him for granted, stop being so damn perfect all the time. Like, if you do it every day, I get used to it. And yes, I'm going to take it for granted. And I do think that Patrick Mahomes is special. And why he is so special, or how I know he's so special, is that if any of the other 3 quarterbacks had the game that he had, we'd be gushing all over them. We're not having that feeling. Can you imagine if Josh Allen played like that, or if Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady played like that? Nope. Patrick Mahomes has had the most impressive 3-year run in It's been the first 3 years as he's been a starter. It's outrageous. He's not even like in his prime. He's not even a full grown-up. I think he just got off his parents' insurance a couple weeks ago. That man is special.
He's actually young enough
we all
to
need
still
to
be
know it.
It's impossible to believe that the statistic is real, but in postseason games in which his team trails by 2 or more scores, he's now 4-1. He's 4-1, and the only loss was that game against the Patriots in the AFC Championship a few years ago in overtime that had a million things that went wrong. How in the world do we, I think Dan may be frozen. Dan, do I have you? If I have you, Dan, how do we, he's frozen. Okay, no, he's good? Okay. Dan Orlovsky, how do we put into words, if indeed I have you, how do we put into words the story that Tom Brady is writing here?
Yeah, for a guy that has the biggest and longest list of incredible accomplishments, Greeny, this one tops it. Yesterday's game for Tom Brady reminded me, going back to March, of why he chose Tampa. Because he didn't need to carry the football team. Because this was a lot about how talented they were. But yesterday is about, for anybody who thought Tom Brady wasn't the greatest ever, that chapter is closed. That conversation is over. Don't send me tweets. Don't dispute it. Let me refresh everybody's memory about exactly the journey that Tom Brady has taken, because it's no longer is he the best forever. Is Jordan, Gretzky, Babe Ruth conversation, 43 years old, went to an organization that by winning percentage is the worst ever in the history of the NFL. Hadn't been to the playoffs in 13 years. Didn't have to learn a brand new offense after 20 years in the same offense. No training camp that's normal, no preseason games, and then takes him to the Super Bowl. He's one of the greatest athletes ever.
And indisputable, I think, and RC, maybe a testament to it is he didn't have a great day yesterday, but there was something about his presence, it feels to me, that is the reason they are where they are.
We'll get to analyzing what his play is, and I'm sure my dog Dom is going to do it in a second, so I don't even have to get to the mistakes that he made. But it's also about the journey, right? Right now we're talking about yesterday. We're going to look at his play from yesterday, but getting to yesterday is what Tom Brady is about. Having guys like Rob Gronkowski come over, having a team that says, okay, Bruce Arians, I wanted to punt the football, but Bruce, I think we can get this first down. Bruce, I like the matchup with Kevin King. Let's go at Scotty. Let's go to Scotty Miller. Bruce Arians saying this week, you know what? Bill, never let him coach. Sometimes I just sit back and let him do his thing. All of those things come with Tom Brady. Tom Brady is now like a hooper. Tom Brady is like when KD goes to a team and you say, you know what? They can win a championship. LeBron James changes conference and now the Los Angeles Lakers become champions. That's who Tom Brady is. He's a force multiplier. He makes everyone better. And yesterday we saw that. Did Todd Bowles have a lot to do with what happened yesterday? Absolutely. But it's the TB12 that's most important to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' success as a whole.
There's so much to get to with the Packers side of this, but Nick, just a thought, because I know there's so much here, and obviously Brady is the headline.
I mean, Tom Brady did a great job rushing the passer yesterday and covering guys. He called a great game on the defensive side of the ball. It was fantastic. I'm here for all the Tom Brady hagiography that we can indulge in. But let's be real. Yesterday, he was spotty, just like Dan's internet connection. He was good in moments and bad in others. So, like, we can celebrate him. We can celebrate him. But let's not pretend like the reason why they won yesterday was because of Tom Brady, because he was trying to give the game away with those second-half turnovers.
There were some moments yesterday where you wondered, all he needs to do is manage it the rest of the way, and he didn't manage it that well. That said, the Buccaneers are on their way to the Super Bowl, which means that Aaron Rodgers is not. And his coach, Matt LaFleur, had a lot of explanations to offer afterwards, particularly about kicking that field goal at the very end of the game. Here's what he said.
We essentially had 4 timeouts with the 2-minute warning. And, you know, we knew we needed to get a stop. And I thought we were going to have a stop there at the end, but, you know, we got called for the PI. And it didn't work out.
Well, I didn't have a decision on that one. Yeah, that wasn't my decision. I thought maybe we're going to have 4 chances to go.
So you can feel the frustration from Aaron Rodgers, and it is understandable. Ryan Clark, let's just start with that decision to kick the field goal on the 4th down where they did. What do you think?